Thursday, Plus Sports, Plus TV Africa. My name is Wale Scott. Welcome on the show. Bukayo Tinubu, welcome on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Let's look at things that actually affect us at home first, and then we'll go abroad, of course.
Yeah.
But this is very serious. I'm going to dissect it in my own little way. And I have a different take on it. And I'm sure you might, I don't know if you have it on it, but let's look at the story first. Now, the House of Representatives has begun investigation of the disqualification of Nigerian athletes at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics over alleged doping. The House invited the Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, to come and explain the preparedness of the Nigerian contingent for the Olympics. The resolutions followed the unanimous adoption of a motion at the plenary on Wednesday titled Need to Investigate Activities of the Federal Ministry of Sport and Youth Development on failed doping tests by Nigerian athletes at the Olympic Games in Tokyo. Okay. My take. Somebody is lying. The athletes are throwing dust at the ministry.
Yeah.
The ministry is throwing dust back. What this means is, the athletes say, listen, we have 3 tests in a year out of competition tests. Those 3 tests, we do them and send our results to the IAAF, the body,
Yeah.
or WADA. And the ministry did not call us.
Okay.
If my child is in school, and I know it's time for their exams, and for some reason school doesn't call us, I will call school now. So what I'm saying is, if the ministry doesn't call you, and you guys are athletes, professional athletes, and know that we must do this test, you call them. Let's agree that they are responsible. Okay, you be responsible and call them.
Yeah, but I think your analogy is off because these athletes are not the parents, they're the students. So when they don't get called, oftentimes students don't go looking for the administration to tell them
No,
what
I mean is,
they've
for
done
example, is, now, an example, for example, you
Yeah.
know, what I'm saying now is, these athletes know that if I don't get my doping test together and sent to WADA in time, I'll get punished, not the
Yes.
ministry.
Yes.
So if the ministry does not call you, why don't you call them?
It's true. The responsibility of follow-up is definitely on the... But then, at the same time, it's shared. Unfortunately, these athletes are behaving as though they don't understand how the bureaucracy of Nigeria works. That the ministry and everyone within the administration that is responsible for these tests and coordinating with the world body are going to pass the buck. And it's up to you because you're the ones taking care of your own training schedule. You're the ones looking for venues. You're the one coming from wherever you're coming from to offer your services to the country and say, let me wear your flag on my chest and let me represent you. They're not the ones really seeking these athletes out. So the athletes need to respond to that reality, knowing that their own destiny is in their own hands and they can't rely on the ministry to do any sort of heavy lifting.
I said to you last time on the show that when I was on a different platform, I interviewed a very popular Nigerian athlete. And she was banned for doping at that point, about 3 Olympics ago. She was banned, and when I asked her the question, simple question, what did you do wrong? She said, well, I used a cough mixture.
Okay.
And it had codeine in it. And she didn't know codeine was a banned substance. Yeah, right. I don't have any affiliation whatsoever with medicine in any way, but I know codeine is banned. So you, an athlete that's supposed to have a medical team around you, do not know codeine is banned. Come on.
Well, the question is, does she have a medical team around her? Because
she should.
She should.
If she doesn't, too bad. She should.
If she doesn't, it is too bad. But unfortunately, you have to realize that, like we said, these athletes are entirely responsible for their own well-being. So a medical team requires payment, and that payment comes out of the coffers of the athlete herself. So if she can't afford to get the very best of the best medical attention, medical team around her, obviously, as an athlete, she should know that codeine is banned. Maybe she might have misspoken. She might have meant she didn't realize that codeine was a part of the cough mixture.
Somebody said a rebellious kind of argument, really for me, The person said that it's a Nigerian thing. Whether you grew up in Nigeria for a while and you stayed abroad for 10 years, there's still that Nigerian thing in you. Nigerians just want to bypass everything.
Wow.
Nigerians don't want to join the queue. Nigerians don't want to do it right. They want to look for a way to try and work around it. And that, for some reasons, he has this funny feeling. The athletes know they should call the ministry if they don't call them. They know they must do this test before the Olympics, but they just didn't want to do it.
It's wholly immature that the excuse is that the ministry did not reach back to us to confirm whether we've passed or failed these.
The ministry was supposed to call them to come to Nigeria and come get their tests done.
Oh.
The ministry didn't call them at all. That's what they're saying. So well, the ministry, how can you have a whole year knowing as an athlete, professional athlete, that you should have 3 tests in a year? The ministry, after the first quarter of the year, didn't call you. Second quarter didn't call you. You called in the third quarter and say, guys, we've already missed 2 tests for the year already. What's up with the third one? What kind of excuse is that they didn't call you?
Well, I mean, I don't want to blame it entirely on the athletes. Of course, they have a lot of blame to take. But what does it say about us? The House of Reps right now is about to sit to investigate this whole mess. But what does it say about an entire institution of government that can't follow up on simple tests? How can that be the status quo of how bad our institution, our regulators are, that they can't be on time, they can't stay on top? Because at the very least, you have to assume, this is why you have regulators, you have to assume that participants within any industry, within any sports, they're not going to follow the rules unless the rules are enforced. It is their responsibilities to enforce these rules, and they're not doing it. So, of course, these athletes are going to think they can bypass it because the ministry is supposed to go out and defend them against the ICO, the IOC.
Yeah.
And tell the IOC that, yes, our athletes didn't get a test done, or they did get a test done. That's the point of the ministry. The point of the ministry is to push and advocate. But on the other hand, they're supposed to regulate. Keep family business within family home.
There's this lady who consistently sends me a message that I strike her as a womanizer because I'm always saying, these girls always make me proud. But really, the girls do always make me proud because in sports, only the ladies make me proud. The guys just...
You're not a womanizer.
They raise your hopes and then...
You're not a womanizer.
But the girls always make it happen.
You're a father figure in the community.
Exactly, yeah. Defending champions, the Tigress, will have a tricky encounter in their hands when they face Cote d'Ivoire in the quarterfinals of the 2021 Afrobasket at the Palais Polyvalent du Sport in Yaoundé, the Cameroonian capital. Today, the Tigress qualified for the quarterfinals after finishing top of Group B with wins over Mozambique and Angola, while the Ivorians had an impressive group stage performance. With a win over Tunisia, they lost their second group game 76-63 against favourites Mali, while defeating Guinea 81-50 in the quarterfinals qualifying match. The Nigerians will be hoping to retain the title for the 3rd consecutive time after winning in 2017 and 2019. The Ivorians are currently ranked 55th in the world and 6th in Africa, and the Tigress will have to be wary of forwards Jafarima Diawara, Alatifa Sabie. Those days, just about, when I mean those days, not years ago, like 2-3 years ago, you had a problem if you want to face Angola in basketball, male and female. Angola was everybody's problem, you know? And then Nigeria dug deep. We had to go to America and tell our guys there, guys, you can't make the dream team, male and female. Come and play for your country, Nigeria. And so we have a team full of foreign-based players, male and female. Now, we beat Angola like we set record against and we break the record again. As we're breaking records against Angola, like ready, steady now. You know, and I think it's a good thing for us.
Yes.
Nigeria has come to stay in basketball. And now, to get to this level against Cote d'Ivoire, we beat Angola again. You know, and this is the Angola that people were scared of before. So Nigeria beats them like play now. But Cote d'Ivoire is a team to beat. Those 2 forwards in the team, one plays, I think, in Paris Saint-Germain.
Okay.
The other one plays in, I think, Real Madrid or something. But they both play in Spanish teams, basketball abroad, female teams. And they are doing very well.
Well, on the Angola thing, I mean, it says a lot that our interest in basketball is at such a high level that a lot of our best players are playing abroad, are playing in the NBA, are
Practically the whole
playing
team is
in
playing
Europe.
abroad.
Yeah, and it begs the question that maybe the Angolans just don't have that many talent on offer. So much so that these talents are playing in the best leagues in the
Maybe the
world.
Angolans and other countries on the continent should
Yeah.
do what Nigeria
Yeah.
did. You cannot tell me in the WNBA, for example, you can find at least 15 Angolans
Maybe,
of descent, Angolan descent.
sure, but how many other African nationalities have we heard of at such a high degree of relevance in the NBA in Europe, playing as well as Nigerian basketballers? Right now, we do produce some of the best male and female African basketballers in Europe and in the NBA. So yeah, we've come a long way, and it was a good strategy. But I hope that that's not the long-term strategy. That hopefully that these athletes one day will be coming back to Nigeria to help build the next generation of basketballers who don't have to be abroad to do very well as basketballers.
Now, Paris Saint-Germain continued their 100% start to the French Le Championnat with another last gasp win away to Metz yesterday. Mauricio Pochettino's side did so without the help of Lionel Messi, who was left out of the squad because of a knee injury. Ashraf Hakimi opened the scoring for the visitors with just 5 minutes on the clock, which looked like a sign of good things to come. Welcome back, Hakimi. Before I go to Messi, let's talk about Hakimi first.
It says a lot that
I know on the show about a month ago or 2 months ago when you spoke about him. I can't remember what you said about him, but you mentioned him.
It says a lot about how good and how stocked the squad is that right back like Hakimi is the one scoring both their goals for them. At the same time, Hakimi is practically a winger. His instinct for getting forward is largely unparalleled in the world of right backs. So as good as he is, they've been very lucky to pick up a player that good. Because Chelsea were also in the running. But
Chelsea were the first teams I heard were actually on the run for Hakimi.
But they weren't willing, able to afford the kind of maybe wages or transfer fees that were being called out. Hakimi did very well in that match. But personally, I actually think that this whole era of the Neymar, Mbappe experiment that was supposed to bring so much glory to PSG, I think is by and large over.
Let's now come to what I was going to talk about. Most people are beginning to feel that Messi to PSG just might have been a mistake.
I mean, it's early days. I don't expect Messi or any player, even Ronaldo didn't expect that he would.
In the news, making headlines, we know where 3 players are making the headlines before the transfer closed. Lukaku, Ronaldo, Messi. Both players have stunned the world. They hit the ground running for their close. But Messi didn't do that.
But Ronaldo
and then he's injured again.
Ronaldo and Lukaku came back to more familiar grounds. Aside from the fact that they've both played for the teams that they currently play in, they've both played in the Premier League. And let's just say that coming into each squad, there are no stars competing at that level with them and vying for space in the positions that they play in. As soon as Ronaldo came in, you knew Cavani was going to suffer and play even less games that he was already playing. Mason Greenwood,
and he lost his number too.
Yes, Mason Greenwood was always a future prospect for the number 9 position, but ultimately has been deemed to be not ready quite yet to take over that mantle. Martial isn't a natural number 9. A natural number 9, and Rashford is injured, and even if he wasn't, he's had his time to play in that number 9 position and hasn't really secured it as his definite position. Ronaldo came in. There was no 2 ways about it. He's the best goal scorer in the squad, so of course he's going to have no competitions for the number 9 position. Lukaku was brought in to fix the number 9 situation that Werner couldn't fixed for Chelsea. And even yesterday, when you saw the League Cup, Lukaku had to come off the bench, even after Werner scored a goal, his first goal of the season, his first goal since the match against Real Madrid last season in the Champions League. So these two players are coming into squads where they have no real competitions in their positions, and the team could be set up to play and maximize their best assets. Whereas PSG have spent years trying to maximize Mbappe's best qualities, Neymar's best qualities. And now you throw a giant like Messi into a squad, a giant who has never played outside the shores of Spain at a senior level. And you expect him at 34 to suddenly stroll in and play to his best abilities, playing in a different league, playing in a squad filled with stars all over the pitch. And the squad isn't ready to play for his benefit and his benefit alone. Yes.
Okay. Now, Mukail is a fan. I'm not. Andy Murray marched into the quarterfinals of the Moselle Open on Wednesday with a convincing 60-60 win over Canadian Vasek Popisil. The Brit's former number one converted 4 of his 6 break points to topple Popisil in 1 hour and 24 minutes. Murray now has a 5-1 record over the Canadian. Murray will next face either top seed Herbert Hookers or Frenchman Lucas Pontier. Spain's Pablo Carreno Busta also advanced with a 7-5-6-2 win over Mikael Yilmaz of Sweden. The Spanish number 2 seed will face a Danish qualifier Holger Vitus Noskov Rune in the last 8.
Carreno Busta. Carreno Busta mène 6-5. 6 games to 5. Jeu et premier manche, Carreno Busta. 7-5. 7 games to 5. Jeu, 7 matchs, Carreno Busta. 2 manches à 0, 7-5, 6-2, 7-5, 6-2.
Andy Murray, good game.
Yes.
Great game, 6-3, 6-3. Poppy still is only a small tennis player too, so of course it was a good game. We're seeing Murray gradually getting his fitness back. We're seeing Murray gradually becoming the Murray we used to know.
I spoke to Shia yesterday and I asked him if Murray still had what it took to have the level of consistency that it takes to win one of these tournaments. The jury is still out on that. As long as he can stay fit, I believe he has a chance. I believe he still has at least one major in him. And if he gets it, I think then he can go do whatever he wants.
I still think Murray is still involved in this because He's not ready to go home yet. He's not ready to drop any points anymore. So I think all these tournaments, he's trying to get involved in them, risking his health, his physical health at it, to raise his points and raise his rankings gradually. You know.
Also, this is a job. It's basically a 9 to 5 for him. All he does is go home, eat healthy, sleep at the right time, and train for the chance that at some point he will win games, enough games to win a tournament. And as a job, as a career, you don't want to give up on it until you know there's nothing left for you to give. And if he still has the confidence that he can still perform at the top level and still play with the Djokovic, the Berrettini, all the young boys, and still compete with them and potentially still win titles, then I think he should.
Now, on Saturday, we'll be talking about Anthony Joshua and Olesk. Their match comes up on early Sunday morning, Nigerian time. Saturday night there, but early Sunday morning, about 2:33.
Okay.
Sunday morning, Nigerian time. We'll talk about that later. But we showed their press conference, joint press conference, on the show 2 weeks ago when him and Olesk were there. Now, Carreno Alvarez and Caleb Plant came out swinging at their joint in his conference on Tuesday as the build-up to their November 6th bout built over on stage days before their championship fight. The boxers traded blows as they faced off at Los Angeles Beverly Hilton while promoting next month's fight, which will be held in Las Vegas. The two fighters exchanged words before Alvarez forcefully shoved his opponent with Plant, responding with a left hook that Alvarez mostly ducked. Okay. Canelo Alvarez, always in the news for all the wrong reasons, but his mouth never stays shut. He never keeps quiet.
I don't think I can put down who's going to win that bout.
Yeah.
But obviously both boxers are very geared up.
They are both brutes.
And both certain that they're going to win. So, of course, that's what we want.
Naturally, if I was going to fight you, I'll say I'll win you.
Yes, of
I want to do, but you know,
yeah,
I'll just say
of course,
for the cameras.
Yeah, but then you know, a street fight is different from an actual bout where there's money and reputation on the line,
And there are rules and regulations.
Rules and regulations. So of course, every boxer has to go into every ring believing that they fought hard enough, worked hard enough to get to where they are, and they've earned the right to be in that ring, and that they are skilled enough to beat whoever is in front of them. That said, I think we're going to be pleasantly shocked whoever wins. We're going to be very shocked.
We'll try and dissect Anthony Joshua versus Olesk, of course, on Plus Sports Special, Saturday morning, since the match comes up early Sunday morning, about 3 a.m. Sunday morning. Thank you very much, Mukayo Tinubu.
Always a pleasure.
Join us same time tomorrow, same station, Plus Sports on Plus TV Africa. My name is Wally Scott. Like I always advise you, at the end of every show, if not for anything, at least for your heart, do some sports.